All right, guys. Today on the show, I have Don Walker. I actually met Don through Facebook in a private Facebook group that I'm a part of, and I ended up talking with Don and decided to have him on the show today. And he's kind of just going to talk about his story, how he got started online, and what's working for him today, what successes and failures he's had online, and just general advice about internet marketing. So, welcome, Don.
Thanks for having me, John. Really feel appreciative for being here and for you inviting me out. Just a little bit about myself. I first got on the internet some time ago. My first experience back in like 2000, 2001, and I was a big-time eBay user. I was accustomed to building these little sites. Back then, it was just so basic. And how I got into the internet was that I was working as like a automotive like wholesaler, and I used to sell like exotic cars. And we had like a off-site business where I would do all the coding for them. I'd build the pages to like get all the pictures. I'd do the photography, the graphics, the design, and build these pages for eBay, and then also work on their websites as well. And I also was in selling the vehicles too, so I pretty much lived at that lot doing internet sales. And I just saw a guy there, like on the side, just messing with his computer, and he just lived on that computer. I was like, man, why are you always on that computer? Like, what are you doing? And he just says, I'm just checking my inbox, and I'm just checking my merchant accounts. And I was like, merchant accounts for what? And he was like, I have my own little business. So I was really curious because I was like, something that's not what we do. And he was like, yeah, man. So like, you mind if I take a look? And he showed me. And once I looked at his account, his merchant account, I just saw there was a lot of money in there. I was like, wow, man, you made that on the internet? He's like, yeah, I made it on the internet. And I just asked him how he did it, and he just gave me some like resources. And I found myself going home like late at night after work, like just on a mission, because I was working so many hours, like over 12 hours a day, and I was, man, I would really like to do this. And this guy, he had like business interest invested into this car business. He was like a partner, so he wasn't going to leave that business. But for me, I didn't own the business, so it didn't have any kind of effect on me.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to spend time with my family, our first son at the time. So that's how I got started. But as you know, getting on the internet, it can be quite difficult when you're by yourself. You don't have a community of people, you don't have a mentor, and you're just out looking for stuff on the internet. I mean, you don't know who to trust. You don't know what works, what doesn't work, so you end up spending a lot of money on stuff that you would just don't have any knowledge knowing how effective it is or not. And in my case, I was buying stuff like the push button programs that had like 2 tips in it, and after that I was like, wow, I just spent like $100, and now I'm stuck. I don't have any. I got to keep buying more products, So I found myself just buying all these products, and I actually started to get in the kind of groove of like being in forums. I was a real big part of forums at the time, and just connecting with people and like telling what I did, and they're like, let me check it out, what you do, and like I'd show it to them, and they'd buy, and that's how like I started out just marketing and networking with people on the internet. But I was still doing stuff on eBay, and I was doing really well. But a site that I had on, I just re-registered the domain. It got shut down pretty much. Like Google like sent me this whole warning stuff because I just didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know how to do it well enough. And when they went from the whole transition from Yahoo to Google, it was like you had to really, I don't know if you remember with the transition when Yahoo was like so basic, the old format.
No.
And they acquired Yahoo, and they were trying to really get it up to like speed and like get it to be like really nice, and they did. I mean, Google's like awesome right now. I just could not keep up with that pace, and I just like, man, this is just too much. So I just maintained, sticking with eBay, and I just stuck with like offline stuff. And for the better part of a decade, I've like perfected like, being in like a direct sales. So a lot of my income in my career has been in direct sales offline, and you know how that kind of goes into like network marketing, and it goes into like other stuff. I found myself knocking door to door, like, it happens, such is life. I've managed businesses. I've like built retail businesses from the ground up, merchandise and everything. So I specialize a lot in like management and like retail. A lot of entrepreneurial stuff with my wife. She had her own childcare business, and we were always like doing stuff like home parties with network marketing. We always had those like
Yeah. Yeah.
youth parties and stuff. She had her candle business, and I don't know, we just got really burned out on doing that for so long. I used to cold call leads, like 100 leads a night, from
Wow.
like, yeah, and yeah, I just remember like it was just really rough, man. Like I'd call and just lock myself in a room after dinner, and it was just like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this anymore because it's just too much. So once I got back into management, I just worked my way up back into corporate America, and I really was doing well. I was making like six figures and doing well, um, but just really hitting brick walls. And I said to myself, you know what? I really would like to get back on the internet and not just have like these network marketing replicated websites. I really want to like build a legit site and learn how to do it the right way. But I just didn't know who to like go to. This whole time, my brother and my sister-in-law, they're like really good bloggers. I think they have like 4 sites right now, but they know how to rank. They know how to like use SEO, and they're really good with graphics and stuff. So if it weren't for them, I probably would not have been motivated, I would say, to even get back on.
Yeah.
Because just seeing what they were able to do, like build their own autoresponders, build their own like training workshops, ebooks, they were just going for it. And once I made a decision, just like it was like last July I got back on, but in September I took the plunge and doing this now full time. And now Rob and everything, like finding a
Yep.
right mentor. I wanted to find a mentor that I could branch out and not just be like a network marketer on the internet, because as you know, there are many people that are network marketers that are still learning how to market online. They just don't have the skills. I really think there's a separation between being an affiliate marketer, an internet marketer, and a network marketer who markets online. I think that the internet marketers that we have, some of these marketers are very skilled, and we may never know who they are, because a lot of this is just blind marketing, like a lot of sites. And I was really intrigued by that. I was really mesmerized knowing that, like, reading the 4-Hour Work Week, being the person that you never see, but the person who's like behind the scene, and the whole concept of like building an outsourcing team and all that was really something that I wanted to do. So coming back on the internet, finding Rob, I wanted to get it back into the niche sites and really learn how to like build niche blogs. And it's still a learning curve. So like that whole concept has changed so much that social media now integrated into the process. You have a direct following. You have to really build a real following. And what I've learned most in this time, transitioning from an older era to like now in this time, is that being genuine and being real and being authentic, but at the same time really pacing yourself and not just going for quick revenue makes a big difference, because it's long term. And as you know, I mean, I know many people on the internet that make a really great income, but they're not like they're not these stage stars who have all this presence, and they really don't know a lot about how to generate traffic. It's just that they have a name and they've built traffic based on their name, which works, but that's not internet marketing. Internet marketing is just taking a website that has like no presence of a face and really just being able to use the technical side of it to get traffic to it. I've always been intrigued by that. I've always been fascinated, because having a successful website in itself is, to me, being a successful online marketer. It isn't the same thing as being a network marketer. Being an affiliate marketer is when you just sell other people's products or promote other people's products,
Yep.
which is fine. But to create your own product and not just like some, I know that I have the ability to create my own funnels and capture pages and create, a product, but I really feel that to create a product that is very good, where people will appreciate and respect, that's fair in the marketplace, it takes a lot of work to do that. Not just something that unfortunately in the time we're in right now, many internet marketers are trying to invest and create this product and make a lot of money. And my whole take on that is that I don't think I'd find myself creating a product unless I knew it could take and help someone to come onto the internet to really start a business, because the whole driving force behind this is because I grew up in offline business. I grew up in family brick and mortar business. And the whole feeling of being trapped in that business, like as a kid, working in that business growing up, I just realizing my parents were never free. They were always there. They were slaves. And I know now, I trust that the internet, you can really have a lucrative business. I mean, think about it. Look at how much people buy on the internet. We're coming into the holiday season now as we do this video, this recording. We're about to hit the holiday season. A big majority of revenue and sales will go through the internet because people want to go into all that traffic, the weather. They want to just go on the internet and order stuff. As a matter of fact, for the last few years, my wife and I, we've been doing all like Christmas shopping like on the internet.
Yeah, same here.
So it's commonality in life. So why not learn and take the time to really set up shop?
Yeah,
That's where we are.
It's funny you say that because I've actually noticed, like on the Warrior Forum, there's people that are coming out with products that are based around like particular holidays. Like someone came out with one that was all around like Halloween, and the other obviously bigger one is Christmas based, like Amazon niche sites, or just going after Christmas in general is like a niche to focus on, because now is the time to get it started, and if we can get some content out there and go for those things that people are going to be looking for come Christmas time, I mean, that'll be profitable.
Right. I mean, what we've been working on, just to let people know, like, and give some value, is that anyone coming in to want to build a site at this time now, it would be very difficult to like outrank anyone. So like, how would you leverage being able to develop create a niche site or promote niche items, in this case seasonal, and make a profit? Well, I mean, Facebook, because like lately we've been doing a lot of Facebook stuff, and within our profession, a lot of people are into like the whole online network marketing or business op, I would say business op type of industry. But there's an entire wholly different side of like just niches, like where you could take, make a fan page like for Halloween or something, or like Christmas, or that's Thanksgiving or whatever, and like use the traffic and get down, 10 cents down to 3 cents a click or whatever. We have tools for that I use, but you can learn how to like get your cost per click down and create ads, funnel into an app page for your fan page.
Yep.
Have your website, drive traffic to your website, and there you go. It's like, so all these traffic ideas of learning how to tap into traffic. We do a lot of talk about traffic in our group, the private group. We always talking about traffic. We're always talking about ranking, and that's the biggest discussion. It's always about learning how to do traffic and learning, discovering new traffic sources. It's always changing. So I think right now social media is the biggest thing right now, and like depending on your passion, depending on what you want to focus on, you can totally do it, whatever that is. And
yeah.
The whole reason for this, like I said before, is before we started recording, was I really wanted to get back on the internet so I could spend more time with my family and like get back into martial arts. And I spent a lot of time, close to 15 years, directly, and then like several years before that in other systems and stuff. But 15 years in one system where I really want to do something with it. And teaching martial arts with a family of 5 is very unstable. I know people like who have their own schools who just struggle. They struggle. Students come in, teaching martial arts is like it's a luxury in itself. So I never wanted to do that. And also the whole brick and mortar concept. I just really didn't want to rely on that. So leveraging the internet to do things for income, and knowing that when I teach, I could teach privately, but not have to worry and rely on that as a source of income, and just focus on my passion and not have to worry about the fact that it takes time to do it, and I'm not sitting here worrying about paying bills because I have leverage. And that's my whole why. Other than my spending time with my family, my whole why is just like my passions. And that's a big reason. But I have there's a big place in my heart for online marketing now, and I've just been working on a lot of projects, like creating your own funnels and stuff. So I'm starting to try to create some more stuff that I've been working on the side, and really learning it and perfecting some of the stuff, and really deciding whether I'm going to start teaching this and taking the time, because it takes a lot of time to do it. It's just as easy just to promote a product.
Right. Right.
So why go through that? Why even? And then it gets competitive, like you're in the business office or something like that. But you can promote anything, and that's one of the things I like about Rob, because Rob is like, he just created his own like magic trick site or something, like it's all about magic tricks and stuff, and like you can have fun with this and really just like your music, like you have your music stuff, you had your stuff you're passionate about, like that's kind of, I think, that why it's attracted like interest in knowing what you're doing. I saw it and I was like, man, this is like what I like. I like niche stuff, I like passion, and you can really just really focus into that. So that's kind of like my whole story of everything and how I got back on the internet.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, obviously, I think as anyone knows, the whole idea of just going after, going after these sources of income online to be able to have the freedom to do what you want and do those things that you'd really like to do with your free time instead of working those, 9 to 5 hours or 12-hour days,
Yeah.
But I mean, and that's kind of where it is for me too. Like, I used to spend a lot of time with my friends playing video games, and I just bought a house in June, and for me it's like my whole world is sort of changing because I'm further away from a lot of people, and I'm trying to spend more time focusing on surrounding myself with the other people that are going to actually like motivate me to keep going and doing these things that are going to give me that more freedom and more capability to actually do what I want when I want.
Right.
But I mean, I guess to maybe go with like some basics, like what are like some things that maybe like you're currently working on, like if you want to like obviously like you mentioned you're doing some niche sites now, like is that like niche like in terms of like actual products, or is it more like particular like focuses of like obviously you're interested in martial arts, like do you have any websites that are based around things like that where you might
be
selling? Or
I mean, I have a blog that I really don't touch much other than just to have a presence. It's denverspmkungfu.com.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's not. It's really more of like I wanted to leave it to where I could blog on it if I wanted to, but it's just really more of like a static site. I got a static page on it, just for that. But because if someone says, like, are you online for the martial arts? I just send to that site. So I don't really want to like blog on it too much, because I don't want to blog on like 4 websites a day or anything.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty tedious. But right now, what I'm working on mainly, as far as like the marketing side of things, is I really want to get back into niche blogging, because I know that people coming on the internet, I have a passion to help people. I have a passion to like let people know that an average person that doesn't know how to do it, they may not want to go towards the business ops side. They may just want to like create their own website and just sell like, children's furniture or something, or like dog food store resources or something. Who knows? But I mean, I got friends who, whatever, like, and not everybody's going to want to do the same things. But bottom line is you got to have a website if you want to promote, other than doing like paid advertising. But if you, in my opinion, you have a business and you're on the internet, you got to have a website. It's just flat out. You got to have a website, because if you're on the line and someone says, "What's your website?" and you say, "Well, I only do paid advertising. I don't have a website." You can make good income that way, but it doesn't give you that. It doesn't give you your business card. It doesn't give you a presence. And as you know, having your own website is a presence that you need to have. So a lot of people know this. A lot of people know that they develop their own website, but how many people can do that? How many people can build a website, build it well, go through that pain to figure out how to like optimize everything, make it look nice, design it, code it, and then you're just starting out. I mean, you have a new domain, you haven't, you don't have any authority. Your domain's new, it won't even be indexed for some time. It takes time to get going. Then you need content. If it's a blog, you need content. You got to write. You got to get good articles that are meaningful for your niche, and it just takes a lot of work. So
Yeah.
eliminating the front end process of creating the site and getting it going and getting traffic to it, that's like the most of the work. You know, that's where the work is. Promoting the site is pretty much a make it or break it thing, because you can have a diamond in the rough, but bottom line, if you don't have traffic, it's just going to be a struggle. And what I've been working on now with, you know, this guy, you know, Ben,
Yeah.
is the sites aren't like meant to be these like sports cars. I mean, they're not meant to be these fancy looking sites or anything like that, like Bentleys or anything. They're like clean, simple, effective, but they get tons of traffic. And the reason why I believe that it's, you know, but if so is, or but why, is because how traffic is being generated by actual live commenting and sharing. And some people don't want to share their post, because when it comes to like opportunities or something, and you're in the business world, and you're all amongst the same business opportunities, someone would say, well, why would I want to share my site when I'm trying to promote the same business opportunity? I'm not going to share your blog post. I'm trying to promote too, so no one's sharing anybody's stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't work out too well.
It doesn't work out too well. And as you know, in the blogging world with social media, that's what you need to do. You got to share it. So I've been really opening up lately. I've created a group where I actually actively share other people's blog posts regardless of what they promote. I don't care if I'm promoting something the same and someone goes signs up with that person because I promoted them, or I shared their content. It's a give and take world, man. You gotta give. And this group that I'm in now, I'm in two groups. I'm in two syndication groups, and I think that's good enough. Like, I could be commenting 10, 20 times a day, whatever, but I think it's good because what it does is it really, I mean, if you take time to read the content or listen to the video, which I like to read, and a lot of the stuff, fortunately, a lot of the stuff that I'm in the groups that I'm in, a lot of people that they write about, I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued by reading their content. So it's genuine commenting. It's genuine like commenting, and I think that organic approach is something that is missing. I mean, when you get into the bigger sites, like most popular sites like Huffington Post or something, I mean, they get so much traffic, and people do comment on current events and stuff. Those people are interested. They have followings of people who want to read, and they actually want to subscribe. They truly want to subscribe to a real blog for like its theme or niche. And if it's current events or current affairs or whatever, world global views, they want to just, you know, keep up with that. And they will comment, just like in a forum. You know how some people are in a forum? Have you ever gotten a forum where it was like, you liked the forum, or you wanted to be in there, and then they had their own little tight group.
Yeah.
And you saw that one person like get out of line, and they're like putting them, they're like just attacking that person. You know? And then they get kicked. Yeah, they get kicked out or something. It's just like, I think that these little groups that are on the internet are just like this. Like, you're in your own little like world in your own community, and I feel very fortunate to be in good communities right now. Actually, one of the syndication groups I'm in right now, we have our own mastermind group, and the mastermind group is comprised of anywhere from 5. Well, we have 11 members in a group that we all use like social syndication, but then we have like 5 of us that actually like get together and we like brainstorm, we mastermind, We talk about what's working, what's not working. We share what we've found or what we discovered. We share, like, if I tested this type of pay-per-click program, I bring that to the table. If those other persons tested solo ads, they bring that to the table with their results and say, hey, I tested this program. I just used this for the test budget. It worked. These are the results that I got. Let's get into a co-op and all, divide or like share the idea of the co-op and do it. Or like, I'll actually do, a training or something, and then we'll make a video on it. And it's just been a fun time because I've learned so much from these people. But the main thing is that I trust them. I trust them. Making decisions of integrity and knowing that you would never cross the line for the sake of profit is the level of integrity that I have within this group. It's a level of integrity that I've encountered. Most of them I've met in public. Most of them I met in person at live events. And I just feel very fortunate to work with them. So that's one thing that I've been doing in the business op side.
Yeah.
As far as the niche blogging, now I've got the niche blog side, so I'm pretty busy with that. So I could promote the business op side, and I got a lot of paid advertising for that. But I'm also really passionate about the niche blogs because this all kind of comes into the point where it's like, man, how can I build, more sites and really get out there and promote them? You got to have SEO, or you got to have some type of promotion of some sort. I'm only one person, so looking into those other avenues. We have a couple of outsourcers that we let confide in. We need, and I'm looking for more. But right now, like just for the people that we work with in these two communities, they've been really effective. They've been really supportive, and I think that's one of the major things lacking in people coming on the internet. I mean, someone coming on, maybe a work-at-home mom or stay-at-home mom who wants to do something on the internet. The first thing they're going to do is go to Google.
Right.
They're going to put in like work at home, work online, and they're going to be, they're going to be searching.
Yeah.
They may not know anyone. They may not know anyone. It's like, how can you trust someone that you see from a blog post or you see a video of them? You don't know them from night or day. So we've all been there. I mean, look how we're talking now. We've not met in person,
Yeah,
John,
exactly.
but we know each other. You totally can make it work because you can develop the type of relationship that's effective. But for most people that come on the internet, they don't have that. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to, start. And I think bottom line, for the ones who really want to do it and they have a drive, but they don't have support, they don't have a community, and they just don't know what to do, those are the ones that actually will quit. And I know it. So if you have the right support, if you have the right community, you have the right system to learn, the right education and guidance. That right there, I think, is the foundation for people to want to stay and feel secure and comfortable. But then you got to have the discipline because no one's going to make you get up and do the work every day. You could I see people just fall off where this person been for months. You never know. It happens because life happens, and this is just the internet. We still have to contend with our everyday lives and our families. But main thing that I know for people coming on the internet, that bottom line, you got to have a community. You got to have some type of support system, and you have to have an environment to learn and share. And if you have that and you have that consistency, I think that right there, in the long run, will build something that's worthwhile. Not just this fly-by-night thing where you're just trying to build a lot of revenue and just get up there, but something that's very lucrative. So
right. So I mean, on that, I guess on the same topic, I mean, are you in any mastermind groups or anything, maybe smaller groups or larger groups? I know you mentioned obviously you're in these 2 Facebook groups that are private groups. I know some of the Facebook groups can be hundreds of people, so it can be just there's lots of groups like that. But are you in anything that's smaller, maybe more niche, or what are kind of some of the communities that you have going, and what are they like?
Well, the one that I'm in now with the people that I work directly for the business ops side, I mean, it only contains 11 people. And 5 of us get together. I mean, some of us are so busy they can't, and depending on the level of commitment, that we have. Some of them we've never met in person. So, but I'm also in like another private group that is, SEO related. You know what group that is?
Yeah,
Yeah. And you can't be in so many. So like the syndication group is the mastermind group, which is an extension of that group to come together to collaborate on things. But it doesn't make us lose focus on what we do, because that other group, which is SEO related, is very like it's good sized.
yeah.
And then with the business ops size, we have, there's a group that's like over 13,000 members.
Right, right. It's like,
It's
those are just syndication groups, people are probably spamming and
no,
all kinds of.
it's private. It's private
Oh,
and
really?
secret. It's a business op group. You know what group I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Mike said it's all like team members in one opportunity, and they comprise like a big chunk of the company, and they have a serious operation going on over there. They know what they're doing. They do a good job, and they have a lot of really great leadership, and it's really organized. They have a lot of leaders, and I've never seen a group that contained like 13,000 members, but there's like actual admins that are like leading the group, that are leaders in the group, that we've come together and met. I've gone to a mastermind here in Denver, and there were like nearly 200 people within that same team, and that comprises of one massive team. We have one massive team, and I think the beautiful thing about that is that people coming in that don't have that, they need that. They need that support. Some people, may have an ability, but they may not have a self-belief in themselves. They may not believe that they can do it or have the confidence. And I think that when a lot of people like break through that type of like barrier, sky's the limit.
yeah,
Because you've heard all the stories. People that don't want to do this. Being honest, coming on the internet, you see a lot of the false claims, work 2 hours a day, make $30,000 a month, and all this stuff. Personally, my take on that, I think it's the most ridiculous thing, because why you coming on the internet? The reason for people coming on the internet is not to work 2 hours and make $30,000 a month. Now, who would want to do that, right? But that's not like the first inclination of coming onto the internet. It's not like someone who says, you know what? I only want to work 2 hours a day and make $30,000 a month. Let's go on the internet. It's more
right,
of like I hate my job. I don't have enough money, or I need something. And it's usually like a frantic time. And they go into Google and they find something, and it's like they really may join something or buy something in an emotional state of frustration and desperation. And unfortunately that's a big majority of the business opportunity side, and I hate to see that, because there are people that do join that want to do it and say like, okay, I know that this is going to take some real consistent work, and I got to put in a good effort to do this and learn. And then there's ones that actually do that. They actually make that decision to just do it and stick it out. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't, and it's all based on those emotions that we have. We just say, like the moment that it triggered me to get back on the internet was like that too. I was in a job. I was in a corporate job just like before last September I was still working, but beyond that, before last July, I was still in a corporate job, and I worked in the telecommunications industry. I was working for a business class department that pretty much was like retention, but we like took massively bad tickets that were people that had like technical issues with like all kinds of lines, and I had to work with a lot of like technical things, and telecommunications could be it's very tedious.
yeah,
But I came to a turning point where I decided just like that I don't want to do this anymore, because I had an experience at that job that made me want to do something different. So I said, it wasn't just like I was just like new. I've been following people. Like I've been following people on the internet for like several years, and I joined the lead system company, as we know of. I joined that company back in 2010, and I was just frustrated because I was working 12 hours a day, coming home late at night, trying to do this business, and I was just so exhausted that it was like, how can I do this business and spend I was just so exhausted doing it, and doing it for years like that, building a business.
Yeah.
So, but I always followed the same people, and I just saw several people come up so quickly, like to success. I realized, you know what? 2 years have gone by. I've seen these people struggle, and now they have results that surpassed anything that I've ever dreamed of. And yeah, they struggled, but man, they endured.
Yeah, like keep
So
up with it.
yeah, I realized, like, I conceptualized that for a moment, not say like, wow, they make 30,000 a month, I can do it in 30 days. No, it's never. I never like really conceptualized that. It was more of like the fact of, if they can do it, I can do it. And I may not maybe making that kind of money, but my whole take is, as long as I can stay home and be free, that's all I needed. I was, man, if I can just make enough to stay home and be free, then I've succeeded. And then
Yeah.
build upon that, build upon that, build upon that. Because if someone was making like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 out in the offline world in a job, and you say, well, do you want to replace your job for $4,000? Most people would say no, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
They're like, well, how about replacing your income now for $30,000 a month? And unfortunately, many people are lured by that. They're like, well, if I can make $30,000 a month, then I'll definitely do it. And my take on it is, it's not the right mindset. It's not the right mindset. I mean, because when you get on the internet and you're struggling and you don't know how to do something and you're not making $30,000 a month in 30 days, those are the ones that will quit. Those are the ones that will be frustrated. And those are the ones who will not understand that, one, that it's worth it and works in the long term, and just to stick with it. That's the truth. Just stick with it. And just because you make a little less than someone else, or those person make more money, doesn't make you invaluable. It doesn't make you like you have less skills. I know people in the offline world who make so much money, but they barely know how to turn the computer on. I mean, does that mean that they don't have value because they don't know how to work the internet? No, it's just a different type of skill set. So, yeah, I mean, to each his or her own. Whatever you feel comfortable with doing is what matters most, and you have to find a place where you can go home and work with people that you can trust. To me, it means so much to me to be able to work with people and for them to say that I really helped them. Most of the people that I help aren't even team members. There's no monetary benefit from people that I help. As a matter of fact, the ones that I've helped that I've helped with, they're not team members, but also the mastermind team members that I work with, they are not directly in my team.
Yeah.
We don't share any kind of like profits or revenue or anything. We share ourselves, we share our trust, we share our education, we share our support and community. That's all you need. So when someone else succeeds individually, we all succeed because we're all working together to bring everybody up together. But to always look, and unfortunately there are people on the internet who do this, you're only of value to them if you can give them some money, or they only see dollar signs.
Right.
That's not what the world is based on, and unfortunately the internet, a lot of people get away with that, and you know all too well, and you have your own personal experiences with that.
Yep.
That it just is very unfortunate for people to only look at you for what they can gain, and we all need to take care of our families. We all need to pay our bills, but to only look at business interests. And I understand. I've been in business for years, and I've been very successful. But this is a different time and age. If you only focus on people as business interest, and it's on the internet, I think that will cause a seriously bad taste in the marketplace. A lot of people will feel they got burned, and then you have this wave of like negative connotations of like our industry, and the internet is just a bunch of like people who like rip people off. And I just think that I really think that it could be it is a beautiful place as it is when you find the right group of people. But many people that are the ones who call out, scam or something like that, I know that they probably were scammed. I know they were ripped off. I've been ripped off before. I've been ripped off many times. And my take on it is it's very unfortunate because if you don't have the right group of people, you could always fall prey to those people.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like people reached out to me like saying, "Hey, do you know about this guy? Do you understand?" To me, I mean, I know people make mistakes and they're not perfect, but hey, you know what? You got to be careful. I'm very, very adamant about making sure that people trust that I do what I do to help them, and not like, well, we had a deal and it was like you paid me and I gave you what I need. It was a business transaction only, cut and dry. No, not in the business opportunity side. It isn't. With like ClickBank or affiliate products, yeah, you sell like a stop smoking product, big deal. They got the product, it's value to them. But when you're in a position where you're training someone, you work with them as an associate or colleague, and you're in a position of leadership and you're coaching them to better themselves, no, you should not look at them only as a source of income.
Yeah, no,
That's my
I
take.
totally agree.
You should look at them as a person you're truly trying to help. That is the business opportunity side, which is in another ballgame. It's a whole other realm. And right now, we are in this big concept of like making all this money, and really when like this mom and dad just want to stay home with their kids. That's really what it is. You hear some stories like that, which are very fresh and very like refreshing to hear, but then you hear the ones that are like, it's all based on what they gain. Like that's great. Everybody has a different path in life, and they have different interests and different goals. But I really like to see more people, average, everyday people, that come on the internet that were first a little, confused, discouraged, didn't have the right education, come on and actually get results. That there, it really just, it makes it worth it for me on the business ops side. So if I can help people with their websites, the mission that we're doing with Ben now to help people, actually real people, everyday people, get their sites going, help build their brand, help them market or promote what they want the right way, and then within some time they can be released and do their own thing. Now they effectively can do something. They can provide value to the marketplace, not just keep asking people for their money, keep asking for money. But
Right.
I'm just tired of that. So that's my take, man. I mean, it is what it is. You can't stop people from doing what they want to do. They can do what they want. But my take on it is, the path that I want to take is helping as many people as I can that want to do this and do it right. Because a lot of people are failing. A lot of people are failing right now, and it's bad, man. It's a bad situation because it's 97, 98% of the people, and it's on the backbones of people that the few 3%, 1% of people. It's on the backbone of the people that are struggling. So they're paying them all that money to fuel their accounts, but then the people who are trying to learn how to do it and they're struggling. So I just didn't want that. I didn't want that. It's kind of the thing about the business ops side that is, I get there's sayings with people where you can't feel upset about it. You can't let it get to you, or you can't take it personal. Some people won't take action. Some people won't be consistent, unfortunately. But there's some people that are trying everything they can. They're working their butt off. They're working their butts off, and they're just not getting the results they want. And so that's just laying it all. That is the truth, putting it on the table, man.
Yeah.
I speak the truth. I speak my heart. I'm not going to call out any names or anything like that, but that's my take on it.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the bottom line for anyone listening, even I've had trouble. I don't think I've admitted it on the podcast, but I've been scammed myself. Part of the reason why I started this interview show, I was basically felt like I was in a bad crowd of marketers, people that I didn't want to be around, and Don has sort of experienced that same group of people. It almost is like he's sort of in a middle ground now. Like he's basically been telling me right before we started, he's almost looking in another direction and maybe focusing on some other things. And There's different groups of people. It's all in, like that saying, you are who you hang out with. And there's lots of people out there having success, but if you're hanging around people that are doing things that aren't very legitimate, then maybe rethink about what you're doing. And are you really providing value to people, or are you just really looking out for yourself and trying to make money? It's just not really very ethical. Even for me, like, I know that I've had some struggles like trying to really make money online. So, for me to go out and, once I hit, like, I know eventually I'm going to hit that point of, I'm going to have this major success breakthrough. Such as, I know you're going to do the same, because we're staying consistent with something. We haven't just given up entirely on the internet. But, once we hit that point, then, for me, I'm going to still continue to give, and I'm not going to, charge everyone for everything that I do. I think giving is huge. One of the people that I interviewed, who most people should hopefully know, a fellow by the name of Pat Flynn, it was episode 12 of this show for me. He gives so much for free that people literally just buy from him, and he doesn't even have to sell them on anything. He doesn't even ask anyone for, oh, could you, he doesn't send an email to his list and say, oh my God, guys, check out this new product that just came out. You have to go buy it right now. Like, he just gives away everything for free and gives so much information. He only just released his first product, like, I think this year, and he's been online for, I think, since 2008. And he just released his first product, and he literally just gives, and he makes huge income online. So it's like, when you give to people, like, and I feel that myself, when people give me stuff and help me out for free, then I feel willing to give back. I actually, just as a quick example, there's someone that I interviewed on my show. Out of all the people I've interviewed, this is number 28 for me today. I interviewed a fellow, my 8th interview, someone who, he has a pretty okay blog. He makes a few $100s a month. His name's Matt Allen, and Matt has actually stayed consistently talking to me throughout the throughout the time I've been doing the interviews. He'll like admit to me he's listening, and he basically is just giving back to me. Like, he gives me tips on how I can improve, make suggestions, like, basically tells me that I'm doing a good job, really gives back to me, and I haven't bought a thing from Matt. I interviewed him, obviously that's helping him, but I've never actually, we've never done anything that involves trading money or anything of the kind. But because he's been so helpful, I actually wrote a blog post, and I featured him in the blog post, and use that as a way of kind of giving back to him for all the help he's given me. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of like a quick, I suppose this has turned into more of like a story time instead of interview, but
Well, it's cool to talk about people that are legit in the industry, in the marketplace. A lot of these people I don't even know, and that's the crazy thing is because there's so many. It's like when you're in your community, in your little circle, you think like these 30 to 100 people are the only ones that exist in the internet, and there's like millions of people that we never will meet unless we meet through some type of other way, but they're still there, and it's all based on search. It's all based on search. Like, if my niche was undergarments or something like that, just kind of off the top of my head, socks. Let's say that I specialize in these special socks or something, and it was the biggest thing. I mean, are you going to go put socks in the search? Probably not. You're probably not going to go you wanted socks, you'll just go to Target or something to get socks. But but someone may like socks, and they put the word in and they look up socks, and they're like, man, these socks are nice. They're the perfect color. They have the pattern that I want. These 1981 Argyle socks that I've been looking for years. The collector's edition. I'm going to buy these socks. You don't know what people are looking for, and that's the beautiful thing about the internet. It's that's the part about the internet that I like. I like the part about the internet where it's people that can make it their own and be creative with it and feel like they have a place, an outlet to do what they feel passionate about. That's what it's about for me. So being open and knowing that not everyone is going to join your business opportunity, I can live with that. I can live with that, and I'm very happy where we are, and knowing that we have everything we need to make our niche sites. Of which, if you see this link, it might forward over to a niche site that I'm working on that's new at the time, as of this week. But the Don Walker Online, I'm revamping that site. I don't have it up yet, and I really want to make it nice, and I really want to make that site like, like a Bentley, but right now it isn't. So I'm focusing more on the niche side because it's community oriented. It's not just like me trying to build profit for me. It's like I'm working in a community of people trying to come up together. We're working on coming up together. That's a goal. So the whole thing about building these niche sites is that it's all geared towards coming up together and like building our individual brands. And I think it's a beautiful thing because it's really like the grassroots way. I mean, the way blogging is supposed to be. I think it doesn't have to be this perfect thing where you have the most immaculate site, and it's not about that. It's about just being effective. I mean, are you getting the right traffic? Are you learning how to use it? Like that's the whole thing. Like, I mean, it's good to have someone in a business office who wants just to get their blog done, and they pay someone to do it, and they don't even know how to do all these optimization stuff. They log in, they put up a little video or something. Some people want to do that, and more power to them because that's another market. But for the ones who really want to learn how to use their websites as a tool, as a vehicle, as a way of expression, that there is another fact. There's some people who blog who don't care about monetization. They don't care about. They don't understand that if you put a little widget that's rotating your site and you have 100,000 people go to your site, if that's the case, if your site's getting that much traffic, that you can make a significant source of income from that. And some people don't care. They just want to write and express themselves. And that's okay too.
Yeah.
They want to just express themselves, and they want to come home, they want to rant and rave. I mean, weblogs were just journals. They were just like places where people just said,
I used to have one.
Yeah, I mean, who didn't have a little? I mean, we had forums, but
I had a live journal is what I used to use. But.
Yeah, it was just like you wrote maybe a paragraph that said, "This is what happened in my day," and you just expressed yourself. You just said like, "This was cool," and "This is not cool." But now blogging has become this extravagant thing where it could be like, really, I mean, it's major. It's major. So it's like, I like that side of it too. I like the side of it to where it's like, you can make it whatever you want. Or you can make it to where you're like a public speaker and you're like doing these videos all the time. And you're just like a mentor. You're coaching people. There's people that I look up to in the industry. Like, I could say Eric Worre. I like Eric Worre because.
Yep. Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
Yeah, I like that guy. I really respect him. And that guy is not like a niche blogger. He's
right.
He's a veteran network marketer. He's like a leader in industry. I mean, his blog. I mean, he gets so much traffic to his blog. It's insane. Like, all he does is just make videos.
Yeah, no, I've seen his stuff. So.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I gotta wrap this one up. Not to cut off the conversation short. I just happened to this weekend. I actually happened to have taken a work pager, and I've been getting paid for like the past 20 minutes here. So. I'm actually working right now. It's funny. I'm getting paid to do my own free time stuff, but I have to take this pager for the weekend while the other off hours person is on vacation.
I know how it goes.
Not a bad gig, I'll get a few $100, but
yeah,
I have to be awake at all hours of the night. I might get a phone call at 3 in the morning. That's the sacrifice.
Are you IT? Are you in IT?
Yeah, exactly. Like I suppose anyone who's listening might not even know about me personally, but I work in tech support full time for a software company. I don't know that I've ever mentioned that on my show, but yeah, I work full time for a company, and that's what I've been doing for about 5.5, 6 years now.
Yep, my brother does it. He's like Comtech 3 or something. I don't know. He was a supervisor, but he gets the same thing. He's on call. I've seen him do it.
Yeah, no, it's not bad. I mean, there's a woman who does it full time because she has kids, so she can, be home during the day, so it works out really well for her. But I mean, I don't know if I would ever want to do it like all the time because I feel like bound by it. Like I feel like I can't leave really like for a significant amount of time because we have to get back to them within a certain amount of hours.
Right.
So, but no, man, I think this has been really great. Like you've shared a lot, just like general knowledge. Like, and I really like the idea of community and masterminds, and getting with a group of people that are going to help motivate you and keep you on track. All really great information.
Right.
But
Right on.
yeah, I'll leave a link to the show notes in in the show notes on the site to your website, Don Walker Online, regardless of wherever you may be redirecting at the time. People can check that out.
Yeah, they can contact me through the site where I'm promoting right now, but I'm revamping that main domain. So right
Cool.
now I'm redirecting to that because I'm building that one up. So.
All right, man. Well, thanks a lot for taking the time. I know we had to reschedule a couple times, so I really appreciate you, working with me on your Friday night to do the interview.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. I'm glad to be here.
All right.
All
Talk
right.
to you later.
That's all there.